Welcome to another Indie Dev Showcase, highlighting the many indie games we play here on the channel. If you'd like to submit a game for a future video, please reach out. But otherwise, let's begin. We're beginning this week with Imp of the Sun. This is a Metroidvania where you play a fire imp who is created by the sun in order to reclaim its power after four baddies have stolen it and of course have moved to complete opposite ends of the mountain world we're going to be exploring. So this is your kind of standard Metroidvania. It definitely borrows elements of Hollow Knight in that you're going to be doing all three elements of movement, combat, and exploration around the world. You'll get access to different movement tech, as well as being able to upgrade your character's health and other abilities and make combat easier. The puzzle solving here is going to be about using your ability to manipulate fire in order to either transform into different forms or power up different levers, switches, and all that good stuff in order to make it around. There's of course different upgrades to find, secrets off the beaten path, and so on. This one tries to do a lot, but I don't think it's as refined as some of the other Metroidvanias we've played. The kind of issue I had with the combat during some of the boss fights, it felt like the enemy's hitbox still lingered after an attack, so I was getting hit even though the enemy was no longer attacking. You are free to explore to some extent. You are going to be required to get some upgrades or make further progress. There will be of course fast travel to unlock. All in all, I would say that this is a solid Metroidvania. It doesn't do anything above and beyond for the genre, but I like the art style and kind of taking place in a different setting. So this one would be a recommendation if you're looking for another Metroidvania to tide you over to Silksong, and you're in the mood for a little, sunbathing along the way. We really switch tracks for our next game, and that is Angel at Dusk. This is a body horror bullet hell shmup where you play as long in the future evolved angel creatures who now have replaced humanity, and things are going to get very weird and very disturbing and bullet filled over the course of our game. So the kind of element of this one, first of all, the art style is going to be very striking. This is going to be one of those games you're going to be kind of wondering just what the heck you are going to be fighting level after level. An interesting aspect here is that there's different modes of playing Angel. You have kind of your standard arcade mode coming with different difficulties, starting from the somewhat easy to full on, the screen is now bullet death trying to get you. There's also a quasi kind of RPG mode where you'll choose different levels to explore. As you kill enemies, you'll level up. You'll be able to use parts to kind of fashion or upgrade which weapons and skills you want. And it's a very different take on the design. While this one may start out kind of on the quote-unquote easier side for shmups and kind of that level of bullet hell, it does have a lot of bite to it as you get further in. So if you don't mind some very disturbing visuals and a completely original and odd story, then this is definitely one worth playing. We now go to Ugly. This is a kind of action puzzle or puzzle platformer style game. You play a strange being trapped inside a castle. There seems to be a lot of bad memories and visions going on here. In order to solve this case and maybe get some peace after all said and done, you're going to explore and use your kind of reflection power in order to get through things. Your key puzzle element here is that anytime you can set up a crystal, and this will split the screen in half, whether it's horizontally or vertically. Your mirror self will move in relation to you, and if you get stuck onto a wall, it won't be able to move any further, and you can swap between the two at any time. And the idea is you're going to be using it to move around the area, as your ability to move is quite limited. So puzzles will revolve around you getting or figuring out how to get from point A to point B in a variety of situations. There are boss fights and bonus areas to uncover. I love the art style in this game, especially the animation, the kind of in-game cutscenes. The puzzle complexity in this one, I would say, is going to be a little bit on the harder side. As a puzzle platformer, it means you're going to have those situations where, are you solving it correctly, or are you just not getting the proper maneuvering and timing down in order to get through some of these sections. The boss fights can be a bit frustrating, as well as there are limited checkpoints along those lines. It's still a really interesting game and a great take on this kind of puzzle platforming. So if you don't mind some mirrored shenanigans and some tricky puzzles, I would give this one a play. We now switch over to Castillo the 9 Circles. This is a kind of boomer shooter meets 3D collectathon. You play a man who made a deal with the devil for ultimate power, but at the last second, your rival decides to take over hell itself. And in order to get that power you so deservedly deserve, you are going to have to run, shoot, and collect a whole lot of MacGuffins in order to do so. The gameplay here is going to be a mix of kind of 3D platforming elements with 90s boomer shooter style. Each world is full of a variety of collectibles for you to, collect. There's money that will be used to purchase upgrades, both in terms of new weapons, as well as abilities that will allow you to progress through each world. The shards that you're looking for are kind of like your progression MacGuffin. You need to collect a certain number of them in order to unlock each new world, get to the boss, beat them up, move on, and rinse and repeat. The level variety here certainly goes all over the place, as each world will have different obstacles for you to go after, different challenges to get said shards, and again the different abilities that will then further allow you to make progress. All told with a very irrelevant tone as well. So this is one of those games that it does a whole lot. If you're hoping for hardcore shooting or hardcore platforming, it's definitely not going to be that game. But if you're looking for a very different and original take on shooting and collecting, I would definitely recommend you give this one a try, or at least give the demo a look and see if it works for you. We now go to Whirlight, No Time to Trip. This is a point-and-click adventure game where you play as Hector, a Mac inventor who is trying to become world-renowned with his wacky inventions, and he is going to go throughout space and time in order to prove that he is not a loser. So our gameplay here is definitely going to be your classic point-and-click adventuring, so expect very unusual settings, picking up lots and lots of items, and of course some very tricky puzzles to go with things. And yes, this is definitely going to be more in line with the older style, so if you're looking for more of a story-driven kind of puzzle-second adventure game, this is probably not going to be it for you. The art style is really well done with a variety of very interesting and weird places to explore. Now, the footage you're seeing is taken from the demo that we played in 2024 and may not represent the current version of the demo or the game when it is released in 2025. All in all, this is going to be one of those games that you're either going to be all in or all out for. So, if you're someone who likes your adventure gaming and pointing and clicking to be full of challenging puzzles, definitely give this one a try. And again, if you're looking for something that's more story-driven, then we have certainly played a lot of those on the channel. But I am looking forward to seeing where Whirlight is going to end up when it is released. And for the last game of this week's showcase, we go to A Fox Tale. This is a challenging 2D platformer where you play as the last fox in a beautiful and very dangerous world. In order to figure out what happened to the rest of their kind, we are going to have to explore, do lots of platforming, and collect MacGuffins along the way. With the platforming, you're going to be doing all these staples of 2D platforming. Wall jumping, bouncing, avoiding lots and lots of death traps, collecting MacGuffins, and more. The main route through the game is going to be on the challenging side, but if you're looking for even more challenge, there are a variety of collectibles and bonus areas to uncover that will really test your ability to maneuver. This one, kind of like some of the other games we talked about in today's video, is a kind of a very solid take on this design. I didn't see, at least from the demo, anything that is like different in terms of a 2D platformer. If you've played the likes of Celeste, insert challenging 2D platforming game here, then you should be acquainted with what you're going to be doing in this one. I am curious to see like what interesting or different obstacles and level designs will be in the main game. But all in all, this one looks like it's going to be another very challenging take on the genre. So if you're like me and you enjoy some very tricky jumps and maneuvering at all times, I would give the demo a try and keep an eye out for when the game is released. And with that, another showcase comes to an end. Let me know what you think about these games down below. And once more, if you want me to do your game for a future showcase, please get in touch. I'll be back next week with another indie showcase and indie stream. And with that, thanks for tuning in, and see everyone in the next video. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and if you're interested in more of my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.